now watching Compton Rick Rock TV. Let's get to the content.
I haven't heard anything worth covering on this Big U stuff in a long time, so we're going to cover this. They said it's a big win for Big U. I don't know what that means, but let's go over here and find out. Why is this content a big win for Big U? What happened in court that we need to know? Let's check it out.
Big U just got a win, and I don't know if the internet gonna like that one. So here we go. Defendant Eugene Henley Jr.'s ex parte application to set briefing and hearing schedule for reassigned wiretap suppression motions. Declaration of Craig A. Harbaugh. Must be one of the Harbaugh, the coaches. I'm joking. This ain't no joking matter, though. Let's get to it. Introduction. Defendant Eugene Henley Jr. respectfully applies ex parte for an order setting a status conference on July 9, 2026. The first date both parties are available, and from that, conference setting a briefing and hearing schedule for the wiretap suppression motions reassigned to this court, docket numbers 174, 189, 194, 195, and 258. A status conference is the necessary first step. The recusal and reassignment have left both the schedule and the structure of the evidentiary hearing for this court to set. The July 15, 2026 hearing, the recused judge set will not go forward, and the July 3rd, 2026 supplemental briefing deadline was key to that hearing. The order that set them expressly permitted modification, docket number 342 at 2. A brief conference lets the court reset the schedule and define the hearing it will conduct in one step. Mr. Henley proposes that the court set the status conference for July 9, 2026, a supplemental briefing deadline of August 6, 2026, and a hearing on September 24, 2026, or October 8, 2026. Subject to the court's direction at the conference, the government takes no position on the briefing and hearing dates and defers to the court and does not believe a status conference is necessary. Wait, what you mean? You don't mean, wait, what the hell you talking about? All right. Briefing on the old schedule before this court. Hold on. There is no longer.
We're going to stop right there. So if Big U got action at coming home, I think his enemies better pack their stuff up and move out of town. Yeah, they better pack their stuff and move out of town, man. There's been a whole lot of crazy stuff going on since he been gone. We need order back in this town. Let's get back.
Any reason to hold the parties to the July 3rd, 2026 deadline. Briefing on the old schedule before this court has identified what it needs to decide these motions. Risk supplemental briefs that do not reach the court's concerns, and a further round the court would have to order. Setting a conference first lets the court define the briefing and the shape of the evidentiary hearing and the outset and receive one set of submissions built to answer its questions. So this ain't really about nothing. It's really...
What do it mean, sir? We just heard all that, Nash. What do it mean? Just break down what it mean. Everybody don't want to hear that. They don't even like reading.
About just setting it all up to have all the evidence you want to hear, the wiretaps and all that shit. And we'll get into that at the very end because there's something being said on the internet that I 1,000,000% disagree because of the phrase, if the shoe was on the other foot. But basically, we got to set this schedule up. We got to get all this shit straight before we even proceed. Let's make sure we got all this stuff set up. And the reason why is pretty interesting. On May 18, 2026, Judge Alain Rocha set a hearing schedule for all pretrial motions. Set the wiretap suppression motions for hearing on July 15, 2026, and set an evidentiary/Frank's hearing on Mr. Henley's motion to suppress intercepted communications for the same date, docket number 342 at 2. The order provided that the dates in this order may be modified as needed. Following the June 10, 2026 hearing, the court set July 3rd, 2026 as the deadline for any supplemental briefing on the wiretap motions in advance of the July 15, 2026 hearing, docket number 358. On June 22nd, 2026, Judge Rocha recused himself from the wiretap suppression motions. Wait, what?
So did they violate the man's due process right? Let's continue.
The court explained that because it had reviewed, considered, and authorized the pre-indictment wiretaps that are subject of the pending motions to suppress, it recused out of an abundance of caution, finding that a reasonable person with knowledge of all the facts would conclude that this court's impartiality might reasonably be questioned under 455A. The court denied Mr. Henley's pending request to reassign the motions. Nah, bro, you gotta let it happen. What the fuck?
Yeah, why would you deny it?
What you talking about? Also, on June 22nd, 2026, the wiretap suppression motions and joinders, docket numbers, we ain't doing all that, were referred to a randomly drawn district judge and assigned to this court docket 359, docket 361, directing the clerk to reassign the motions to another district judge. On June 27, 2026, defense counsel proposed a schedule set out above to the government. Harbaugh declared on June 29, 2026, the government responded that it takes no position on the briefing and hearing dates and will defer to the court, and that it does not believe a status conference necessary. The government also advised that it is likely not available on July 2nd, 2026, but is available on July 9th. So as we said before, and people went, the freaking comment section was split in half. We said the old judge had to go as far as the wiretaps go because he couldn't be unbiased. He approved the damn wiretaps. So you're not going to go back and then say, oh, I made a mistake. You're not going to do that.
Nope. So that's what the big win in the big U case is. But he got so many other charges. Would this even matter?
Nobody would reasonably say, hey, man, that judge was completely unbiased. So they're doing this shit by the book. Thank you, feds, for finally doing something right. Thank you, feds, for doing something right, because you can't look at the shit you did and then go, oh, I got this wrong, and think that if you don't point out something you got wrong, that we ain't gonna look at you and go, yeah, bruh, nah, hold the hell on. Nah, something ain't right. Go get somebody else. Because you can't be the person to fix your own mistakes. That's
right.
Why we have appeals and all of this shit. And judges getting booted off from hearing their own damn shit. So shout out to Big U's lawyers for catching that shit. We agreed, by the way, and that shit was split down the middle. People thought Big U was paying me. And I'm like, I'm just being fair as I possibly can. But let's continue on with this third part.
We got some good lawyers, man. Yeah, if they could catch some more breaks like that in the rest of the cases, boy, he'd be back out here. How many people in the comment section would love to see Big U come back to the streets, man? Anybody should want somebody to come home. Should nobody want nobody to stay up in there, but you do got guys that want him to stay up in there.
Argument. A status conference on July 9, 2026 is the necessary first step. A status conference is the efficient way to reset these motions, and July 9, 2026 is the first date the parties can hold one. The court is entering the case after a year of litigation. Accordingly, it is important that the court has an opportunity to set its own schedule and the parameters of the evidentiary hearing it will conduct. A status conference lets the court do both at once. It also avoids the alternative supplemental briefs filed on the old schedule that may not reach what this court needs to resolve the motions, leaving the court to order a further round. The parties have conferred. The government advised that it likely could not proceed on July 2nd, 2026, but is available on July 9, 2026. And July 9th is the first date both sides can appear. The conference should set the briefing schedule and the structure of the evidentiary hearing. The prior schedule did not contemplate argument alone. It set an evidentiary/Franks hearing on Mr. Henley's motion to suppress intercepted communications. A live evidentiary hearing turns on questions the court will want to settle. That's what we'll want to. I can't read for shit right now.
Yeah, you got to speed it up too, man. You got to speed this up. I don't think people really too much care about everything that go on. They just want to hear the win part.
Once settled before briefing, which witnesses will be called, the order and time estimate for their testimony, and whether the parties should exchange witness declarations in advance to narrow the issues and shorten the testimony the court must hear. Defining these at a conference lets the court receive supplemental briefing and any supporting declarations built to its own procedure. Avoiding the need for further briefing, the existing dates do not stand in the way. The July 3rd, 2026 supplemental briefing date and July 15th, 2026 hearing were tied to a schedule set by the recused judge, and the scheduling order expressly contemplated modification. With the July 15 hearing on the July 3rd deadline serves no urgent purpose, and resetting both two dates We said in both the dates the court selects is the orderly path. Ex parte relief is appropriate. Ex parte relief is the proper vehicle. On July 3rd and July 15, 2026 dates, well, the July 3rd and July 15, 2026 dates are imminent, and a regularly noticed motion cannot be heard before them. The need to reset arose through no party's fault. From the recusal and random reassignment of these motions, defense counsel conferred with the government, which takes no position on the relief requested. No party is prejudiced by setting a conference in a schedule the parties have already discussed. For the foregoing reasons, Mr. Henley respectfully requests that the court grant the application and set the proposed schedule, dated June 29, 2026. So what they're saying is this
is what we want to hear, Sadie Nash. We want to hear what they saying, man. Let's get to it, man. Let's get to it.
Basically, you're the new referee, judge. You set this shit. There is no rush to adhere to the old ruling, to the old schedule date. This is your shit. And the feds, they don't really give a shit, man. Like, they can say that, oh, we're not available on July 2nd, but July 9th, we can. Man, we'll see. And there's a thing, a dark cloud over people trying to get shit suppressed. So let's go with the obvious. Could Big U have said some wild shit? Absolutely. Could he have said some wild shit against somebody? Absolutely. Hell if I know. I don't know. But even if that's the case, was it legal? See, you can do a shit ton of wrong, and as long as the law says it's okay, it ain't wrong. We're trapped in a space where people have the ability to see certain shit, but if they were in that same position, they wouldn't want that. No first year, no goddamn college first year lawyer would tell you, hey, bro, we not gonna suppress any damn thing. You attack the credibility, you attack the evidence. It is what it is. So for those saying, oh, he
usually when they be in the rush to take you down, yeah, they'll break some rules and you'll have to catch it later. They be hoping that you don't catch it. But yeah, they want this man bad, man. For whatever reason, they want him bad.
He snitching, he doing this and he doing that. I'm like this. I don't know. But what I do know is if it was you on the other side, you ain't finna sit up there and not listen to your lawyer. Every lawyer in America would say, nah, we gonna have to go through everything and see what the hell we can suppress, because you can take certain shit out of context. We seen text messages in prior
that means something else, and they'll try to say it mean this.
Mother flipping trials where somebody say, yeah, man, I need to do this shit right here. And then you find out, man, days prior, it was about something else. Does that exist in this case? Hell if I know. I don't know shit about this damn case. Don't want to know shit about this case except what I read. But what I will say is, you can get mad, you can get glad, but fair is fair. If they're going to prosecute Big U to the ability to take away his livelihood and take away his life ultimately, you better damn sure get it right the first time.
Right, because if you mess up, your credibility look bad. And he got action. If they could do all the rest of them cases he got like this, he might got action.
Because doing it the right way is literally what separates good from evil. Too many people had this dumbass mindset of, oh, well, Big U, he didn't give a shit about other people and all that, and he did all this evil shit. Yeah, all right, cool. If that's the villain, the good guy is the one who holds the moral code, the moral standards, and the law against what it is that he has been presumed of doing. But the fucking government is supposed to say innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah, they don't work like that. They don't care about none of that. What do y'all think, man? Y'all go over to the Sadie Nash page. Let me take y'all over there. Let me direct y'all to his channel and watch the rest and other videos like his. This is Sadie Nash. Y'all go over there, subscribe, and check that out. So what do y'all think, man? Y'all think Big U got action? Y'all think if he got action in this one, he got action in the other ones, they gonna mess up somewhere because they want him too bad. Leave y'all thoughts in the comment section, man. It's Compton Rick Rock with Compton Rick Rock TV. Subscribe to the channel. I'll catch all of y'all on the next reaction. I'm gone.
Like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Compton Rick Rock TV. Also, hit that notification bell and catch every video when I drop.